Hey guys, welcome to our weekly Wednesday webinar. This is Jim Kurtz with Galaxy Marketing Solutions. And today we're actually going to talk to you about Google AdWords and retargeting. We're going to talk about those two topics. Just so you guys know, this is actually kind of a timely subject because Google just released its announcement that it actually hasn't released an announcement. They've actually basically taken away all of the right-hand ads. I'm going to explain that to you. And a lot of advertisers are kind of getting worried and wondering what's going to happen. Well, I'm going to actually show you how you can improve your Google AdWords ads, and I'm going to also show you how you can recoup a lot of your return on investment and get a lot more conversions on the back end with retargeting. So having said that, let's just jump into it. I'm going to share my screen here with you, and we'll kind of go into it. First of all, Google AdWords is a really good ad campaign because number one, you can really get highly targeted ads. And I don't think a lot of people who use AdWords really do it well because they're not taking advantage of the targeting techniques that Google provides. For example, if I'm a dentist or I'm a restaurant or most of my clientele is within a certain geographic area, I don't want my ads to be shown all over the United States or the world for that matter. I want to make sure my ads are targeted to a specific geographic range. Maybe it's 5 miles or even 10 miles away from where my particular establishment is. I can say, good, anybody within this establishment will see my ad. Anybody outside of that who are probably not going to be my customers anyway, they're not going to see that ad. I can also take advantage of other demographics like sex, age, whether or not they have kids, income brackets, and a host of other different features. You can actually drill it down to just the people who you really want to see that ad are going to see that ad. And that actually reduces your overall cost because fewer people are going to see those ads, but the people who do are more likely going to be the kinds of guys that are going to be interested in your service or product. And they're going to, when they click, they're going to be more likely to convert on the back end. So very, very important. Another aspect of Google AdWords is it's a fairly low acquisition cost. And for a dentist, as an example, your acquisition cost is not just how much you pay per click, it's how much you pay to get a return on your investment. So for a dentist, the average dentist will make between $500 and $1,000 in that first year for every new patient they get in their doors. So they have a pretty high return when they do get a conversion. But let's say if they're paying $5 per click on a pay-per-click ad for AdWords, it may take 20 people that click on that ad that hit that guy's website before some one person calls and schedules that appointment. So they got to figure that it actually costs them $5 times 20 because it took 20 people clicking to get that one conversion. So that cost of acquisition was about $100 for that dentist. And for a dentist, again, if they're making $500 to $1,000 on the first year for that patient, that's still a really good return on investment. And when you look at the lifetime value of a patient for a dentist, that could be much higher. Now, restaurants or other types of businesses that have a lower value return on your investment when somebody converts, obviously you want to get more conversions. And we're going to go over how you can do that later on. But let's say if I have a restaurant and the average, I may make $50 in profit on every person that comes in. I'm not going to want to spend $10 or $20 on a click for that person because, out of everybody that comes to my website, instead of, it may not be 20 clicks, but it may be 1 in 10 clicks or 1 in 5 clicks. So if I have a $4 or $5 ad cost and I get 1 in every 5 people comes in, then I'm still making a 2-to-1 return on my investment. But that may not be as good as a dentist, for example. So in any case, it's still a fairly low acquisition cost. Google AdWords also has a short lag time. With other types of campaigns and other types of marketing, it can often take quite a while for those marketing campaigns to really start to get traction. For example, if you're doing postcards, we usually say a person will have to see that postcard 2, 3, 4 times before they make a decision to call. And if you're running a postcard to that specific customer once a month, that means it's going to take 2 to 3 months before your postcards are really going to start producing results for you. Likewise, with other types of advertising, you have a design process, you may have a printing process, With AdWords, it really doesn't take that long. It takes about a week to 2 weeks, depending on how fast you get your research done, for us to set up your campaign and get it right out there on Google. So within 2 to 3 weeks, you can be up and running and starting to see those results right away. Another advantage of Google AdWords is almost everybody is looking for businesses on Google. And even on Facebook and other types of pay-per-click platforms, people do search for your particular business on this platform. So it is a very good platform to use. Let's give you some tips here on how you can improve your AdWords. The first of all is pretty obvious. I think I already talked about it. Know your target demographics. Even if you're just a general dentist or general practitioner, understand that not everybody is going to be an ideal client for you. If you're focusing on cosmetic dentistry and that's the kind of client you want to attract, then you don't want a lot of low-income guys or guys without insurance or even guys with crappy insurance who don't pay for a cosmetic dentistry. You don't really want to target those guys. If you're going to pay for advertising to attract customers, you don't want to attract customers that are not going to be able to do the kinds of services you provide, because you're not going to get a good return. You're going to wind up with guys that are coming in for cleanings and they need a lot of other stuff, but they're just not going to be able to afford it, and you're not going to get the real return that you want on that customer. Next step here is do your research. What we do for every one of our campaigns, whether it's a postcard campaign or AdWords or anything else, we actually give surveys. We create surveys for the dentist or the practitioner to make sure that we understand what the ideal customer for that area and that practice, what their particular interest is. Some people in some areas are really considered, and I'm just going to stick with dentistry, some people in some areas are really focused, like Southern California, for example, they're really focused on how their smile looks, how their teeth look. So they're really going to focus on cosmetic type of procedures. And so that's going to be a good set of buttons that you can use when you say, hey, do you want a white smile? Do you want a beautiful smile? Those are types of messages you would send to that kind of demographic. In other areas or other places, maybe they're more concerned with losing teeth or replacing missing teeth, or they have serious health issues that they want to take care of, or maybe they have pain that they're really trying to solve, right? So you have to do that research for your area and your practice in order to understand what kinds of message you should have on your AdWords ad, because that will make a huge difference in terms of how many people that see your ad versus how many people click on your ad. And you want to have a lot of clicks because you want to be driving that traffic. The next thing is use multiple keywords. When we set up an AdWords campaign for a customer, we actually choose between 50 and 200 keywords for that particular client. And the reason why we have so many is because we want to broadly target, even though we have certain demographics, we still want to broadly target pretty much any type of combination of words that a person might use to find a dentist that they're looking for. So by using a variety of keywords, both short-term and long-tail keywords, we can actually hit a lot more people and get that ad in front of more people. So that's an important point as well. The next point to improve your AdWords is really focus on buyer keywords. If you want to see a really good return on your investment, then focus on buyer keywords. As an example, like as a dentist, you might want to really focus your AdWords on emergency dentistry. Like, did you crack a tooth? Do you have pain in your mouth right now? Do you have a serious infection? Are your gums bleeding? These are type of situations that are going to be, the people who have these problems and these situations, they're looking for a dentist right now. They're not looking to shop around and look around and maybe find a new dentist. So they want to find somebody right now because they've got a problem they're trying to fix. So if you focus on those kinds of keywords, when somebody clicks on your ad and gets to your website, there's a much higher chance that person's going to pick up the phone and call you because they're not looking to shop around to 5, 10, 20 different dentists to see who's got the best prices, right? They want to find the dentist that can see them today, that can get them in and get their problem handled, right? So an example of a non-buyer keyword might be like looking for a new dentist, or are you new to the area? These are people that may not be in the mood to find, that they want to do research and try and find people. And you can do AdWords for that, but understand that those people are probably not going to convert right away. They may take a little more nurturing before they're ready to pick up the phone and call you. And the last ad, and this should hopefully be obvious to you if you're doing them if you're using a company, but if you're doing them yourself, is A/B testing. A/B testing means you actually run the same ad, same copy, same everything else. It goes to the same website, everything else. But maybe on one ad you'll choose one headline, and another ad you choose another headline, and then you run the ad. Basically, what happens is you set it up in AdWords to where half of the time your audience is typing in a certain keyword is going to see one ad, ad number A or ad letter A, and the other half of the time they're going to see ad B. And what you do is you target it. You say, well, ad A, after maybe you run it for a couple hundred clicks, you see, well, ad A got 150 clicks out of the 200. Ad B only got 50. So ad A is a much better ad for getting click-throughs. But you may also want to look at on the back end how many of those people converted. You know, ad A got 150 clicks, but only got 3 people actually converting or turning into patients, whereas ad B, yeah, they only got 50 clicks out of the 200, but we actually got 15 or 20 people converting off of that ad. So obviously, as far as the return on the investment, you want to go with ad B because, yeah, you're going to get less clicks, but the clicks is what costs you money. The conversions are what make you money. So that might be a better ad. So do your A/B testing, and you may go through several different tests. One test might be just on the headline. Another test might be just for the ad, just for the ad copy. Another test might be sending them to different landing pages on your website. You can actually test out over the course of several months and improve your ads dramatically over time and get a better result and a better return on your investment. So I want to kind of just go over real quick, where's my ad here? As I mentioned at the outset, Google, within the last week as of now, end of February 2016, has decided that they're no longer going to show the right-hand ads. Let me show you here. I'll click on this here. I want to just show you a search that I did. This is a dentist near me is all I chose for my search term. And this will obviously produce local results. Well, if you've looked on Google in the past, what it used to look like is you have your 3 or 4 ads on the left-hand side, right here where my cursor is. Right, but then you'd have 6 or 7 ads along the right-hand side. As you go down, you'd have, sometimes 10, 15, 20 ads. Well, as you see now, those ads are gone. There's no longer any ads along the right here for a desktop search. Google has decided to eliminate all of those ads and move them over here. So instead of 2 or 3 ads on the left, they've increased that to 4 here. They've also added on the bottom, you'll see anywhere between 1 and 3 ads toward the bottom. So some of these right-hand ads that used to be over here on the top on the right are now over here on the bottom on the left. Well, we can speculate as to why Google did this. My personal opinion, and it's just an opinion, I haven't talked to Google about this, is that people were not really clicking. They weren't really seeing a lot of return on the investment for this. And the users were actually complaining about too many ads over here on the right. So Google's decided to provide a better user experience. Let's just get rid of these ads. And I'll kind of go back here to my presentation here. The next point on the slide here is, the right-hand side ads actually get less than 20% of the clicks. So where is Google making its money? It's making its money based upon clicks, right? Google doesn't get paid by showing your ads until somebody clicks. There's a very few people that are using cost per impression now. Almost everybody is doing a cost per click model. So if I'm Google and I'm saying, okay, I have 15 ads for a dentist near me, for a dentist in Clearwater, and out of those 15 ads, the top 3 or 4, which are the ones on the left, over here on the left at the top, and I'll show you one more time here, these ads here, these ones are actually getting 80% of the clicks, these 4 ads here. So why am I going to reduce my user experience and have people kind of complaining that Google has way too many ads and it's all about the money, when I'm actually getting the lion's share of my income just by showing these ads right here, right? So I can provide a better user experience by reducing these ads. And now that more and more people are looking on mobile, well, people on mobile searches, they're not seeing these ads on the right-hand side anyway. They just see this one column on a mobile search. So Google's probably made the decision saying, you know what, we're not making a ton of money on these right-hand ads anyway. Less than 20% of people are actually clicking on them. So let's just get rid of them. Let's provide a better experience. Let's clean up our interface, and let's eliminate the problem. But now the problem is, And where some people are starting to panic is that, the people that lived over here in the land of the top searches over here on the right, and they were ranked 5, 6, 7. They were probably still getting a fair amount of traffic. If you're selecting keywords that have 10,000 searches every month, you're probably still seeing quite a bit of traffic. Even at the 4th or 5th level, even at that 15 or 20% of the clicks, you might still be getting 10, 15, 20 calls a month off of this, and that's totally fine with you, right? If you're paying less for this ad on the right, let's say if I'm paying $7 to $10 for these 4 ads on the top to get up here, but I can get away with spending $2 or $3 a click over here on the right, and I'm still getting 10 to 15 calls in every month. Hey, it's a better deal for me to be over here on the right? Maybe that's a small business's consideration. They get a better value for that. Well, now they don't have that option anymore. So now they're either going to have to pony up and deliver more money and actually get up into this range where they can compete for the top 4, or they're just going to decide, I'm not going to do AdWords anymore. I'm either going to go to Facebook or stop my pay-per-click altogether. But in any case, the right-hand ads are pretty much gone. You may still see them for like shopping and some other areas here and there, but for the most part, those right-hand ads are gone from AdWords now. Just as another tip here, by broadening your keywords, it does increase your value score and actually will increase your ability. So it's not the case that just because these right-hand ads are gone that these 4 ads are going to triple in price. It's probably more a matter of you're going to have to find ways to get your quality score up as well as maybe your cost per click to get into this range. And again, keywords, by broadening your keywords, it'll actually improve your placement. And the last point that I put on my slide here is ads that are not on page 1 are often not seen, and that's kind of the way it is. It's the way it's always been. But going back here, now some of these right-hand ads that you're going to see in the bottom from now on, these ads, once again, you're not going to really even see these. The only time people are going to see these ads on the bottom are really if they've gone through several of these. They would have had to gone through 4 paid ads. Here's your Google local search, your Google My Business listings. You see the top 3 here, and they can click here for more if they want. Then they will have gone through probably 10 organic searches here on the left, and then they see your ad. So unless you have a very specialized type of a niche or keyword that people are just not finding anywhere else, they're not even going to look down here, guys, just to be honest with you. Now, I guess here's the other question that leads to, well, how much are you going to be paying per click? Well, currently, the national average, and this is for dentists and dental keywords, you're going to pay about $5 to $8 per click. If you're in a super competitive area like New York or LA, where there's a lot of competition, you may get up to the $10 to $15 range. And I would probably assume that within a month or 2 with this new change with Google, this $10 to $15 may be more the norm that you're looking to pay. Again, it's not like your cost is going to quadruple, or you're going to have to pay $30 per click like some people are thinking. But you can probably expect to see a doubling of the rate, maybe between $8 and $15 on the average, and maybe that super competitive goes up to 15 to 20. That's definitely a possibility. Now, what I recommend to my customers, whether they choose to do business with me or not, is focus more on your return on your investment and not on your cost per click. Pay even more money than this average for dental keywords to really target those buyer keywords, because again, somebody looking for that emergency dentist is going to convert a lot more often and a lot higher percentage of the time. So yeah, you may pay $30 for a buyer keyword, but if I can convert 50% of those leads as opposed to just 5 or 10% for a general keyword, then I think it's still worth it. Now, I'm going to switch gears here on you guys, and I want to talk about retargeting. Retargeting has been around for a while. It's really just gotten affordable for the average person in the last year or so. And I think now with this change with Google AdWords, it's absolutely critical that you take a look at this. What retargeting is, and you have a little infographic here on the side that you can probably see. Basically what happens is when somebody lands on your website, it doesn't matter how they got there. They could click through an ad on AdWords. You may have something on social media. You may do a YouTube video. Maybe you send out emails. However they wind up on your website, they get to your website, right? What happens is these ads are going to follow these customers around. So a surfer hits your website, they leave your website, they don't convert, but they leave your website. They continue surfing or doing other things, and they eventually land on other sites that are showing ads. And because they've hit your website, this ad is going to follow them, and they're going to see a banner ad for your practice and your business. And what's going to happen then is as they surf the net, they're going to see this ad over and over and over again. And it's kind of the same way as a cost per click, but now whether they go on a site that's relating to your business or not, they're still going to see your ads. People actually perceive these as non-invasive. And the idea here is just like any other marketing campaign, the more times people view something, the more conversions you're going to get. I'm going to just kind of go over here, and I haven't done this really today, but I will open up a tab here, and let's just type in, let's just say I'm going to go on a trip, so I type in Priceline, right? I go on Priceline, and we're actually going to be doing a seminar with Front Office Rocks in Cincinnati. It's Front Office Rocks, if you guys don't already know, is a company that basically trains the front office of dental practices and helps them convert more business and get more out of the reaches that they get from marketing, and some of the other stuff too, like how to handle insurance questions, how to sell people on treatment plans, and all kinds of different stuff. We partnered up with them because we do marketing for them as well, and they're a great company that when we work for another dentist and we generate marketing reaches, we want to make sure that the front office that takes that call is able to convert that into an appointment and a patient, so that our doctors are seeing a good return for their investment. So we're going on a trip next week, so I'm just going to say, let's just say search for hotels in Cincinnati. So I'm going to look for a hotel. It's going to take a second here on Priceline. And okay, hotels in Cincinnati. So let's just say Millennium Hotel. Okay, so I want to check out this hotel and just see if I want to stay there while I'm at this convention next week. So I look at this hotel and I click through and I say, okay, well, this looks okay, it looks decent. And I go off. I say, okay, well, I'm done with my search. I have to come back to it. I do something else. Well, I leave, and now I come back, and I'm not going to go on. I'm not going to go to Priceline right now. Now I'm actually just more curious. Well, gosh, we're going to be there in Cincinnati next week. I wonder what the weather is going to be like, right? So I type in weather, and I go to weather.com. And here it comes up, and now I'm going to do a search here for Cincinnati. So I'm going to see what the weather is like in Cincinnati, right? So I go Cincinnati, Ohio, right? So I see that, wow, right now it's 37 degrees, and it feels like 31, so it's going to be pretty cold. But if you notice, and I don't know if you've noticed it yet, but take a look at the very top of my screen here, and you can kind of see it. I'll try and highlight it here. My cursor's kind of going buggy here. There we go. I kind of did a little zoom in for you. At the very top here, what do you see? You see Cincinnati. And these are hotels in Cincinnati. And what you see here over on the right is this is an ad for Priceline. Well, guess what? And I can click on that. I probably shouldn't have. It goes back to Priceline. But I'm just going to unzoom this. Okay. So what happens is at the very top, because I just visited on Priceline, I get an ad at the top of my screen for a Priceline, and it shows some different hotels in Cincinnati because that's what I searched for on Priceline, right? So this ad, this retargeting, followed me from Priceline.com to Weather.com. I'm here at Weather, right? And I'm just looking at the weather, but now these ads for hotels, because I was looking at hotels on Priceline, and that's even more targeted, right? It's not just showing me flights for Priceline. It's actually showing me hotels because that's what I searched for. So it even targets me down to the part of Priceline that I was looking at. Now I've got a retargeted ad that followed me over here to weather.com. And I scroll down, and guess what? I see another ad for Priceline.com. And it's more hotels. It's on the side as well. And now look, here right in the middle here, you see Millennium Hotel Cincinnati, right? The hotel that I clicked on just now on Priceline was Millennium Hotel. So I see an ad not just for Priceline, but Millennium Hotel actually targeted me. And that's another Priceline ad, as you can see here. So I get another ad, and I scroll down a little further, and guess what? Hey, Priceline again. and Priceline again. See, Priceline again. And now on my computer here, I previously did a search for Galaxy S5 because I'm looking to upgrade my phone pretty soon. So you have an Amazon ad too at the bottom, but you can see, boom, I just went to Priceline.com and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ads for Priceline. So I've got 5 ads for Priceline.com that followed me from Priceline that I just looked at. So these types of ads will follow you in the same way. So now I can keep searching, and I'm not going to do it for the purpose of this demonstration here, but as I go and search the internet and see some of these other sites that are participating in advertising, I'm going to see that same ad for Priceline, and it's just going to keep coming up. And what it's going to look like to me as a web surfer is it's going to show, I'm just going to think, wow, you know, it's going to keep showing Priceline ads for me, but it's not going to, I'm not going to recognize it as, you know, something that's just popping up and making me stop everything I'm doing, but I'm just seeing that subliminal message and just going to keep reminding me that I need to go back and check on hotels for Priceline. I need to go back to Priceline and finish what I started. It works the same way for dental offices as well. If I'm a dentist and they go on these other sites, they're going to say, hey, you know, you know, come in for our new patient special, or come in for this other, you know, this special deal we've got. If you're looking to get that teeth fixed, let's get it done now. And they're going to be continually reminded, and they're going to keep seeing your ad, and that's going to really improve your results. It'll really dramatically improve your conversions. And as I said, you know, let's take a look how it works. You know, the prospect lands on your site. They get a little cookie installed on their computer, a little ad cookie. The ad company that you set up your retargeting with is going to recognize that computer and that cookie. It's going to basically send ads to people that were on that site, and it's basically just going to hit that ad and send that Priceline ad to that cookie. Now, somebody landing on a different site that has a retargeting is going to get a different cookie, and they're going to see only the ads for the sites they landed on. So it's really, really targeted to that specific user. They've already been to your website, so they've already seen what you're all about. Maybe they just need to see it 4 or 5 or 100 more times, you know, before they actually are really ready to make that commitment. The ad company places your ads on these other sites, like I showed you, weather.com, and the prospect will continue to see your ad wherever they go. Let's take a look at what it actually costs here. To do a retargeting program costs about $400 to $500 per month, and that doesn't include the actual ad budget that you pay to the advertising company. Google Ads is one of the companies. It's not the only one, but we recommend about $400 or $500 for retargeting if that's what you're doing only. If you have an AdWords budget, then we actually can incorporate the retargeting into your ads budget with Google AdWords. And we would use about $200 to $300 if you had $1,000, let's say, for your AdWords campaign. And we would actually charge you, if you're just running your own campaign, $400 to $500 per month just to run retargeting for you. Now, for limited time, we're actually giving anybody who happens to see this or takes advantage of this, we're actually going to include free with anybody who signs up with AdWords. So if you're doing AdWords with a different company, or you're not doing AdWords at all, but you are considering it, if you sign up with us at Galaxy Marketing Solutions today, or as soon as you see this, and today happens to be March 2nd, you know, we're probably going to be running this for at least the next month. So I'd say if you order by the end of March, we'll actually include the retargeting campaign. We'll set up the banner ads for you. We'll set everything up for you, and we'll include your retargeting campaign with your purchase of AdWords. So you pay a one-time Google AdWords fee, which is about $700 to $800 a month, and you will get a fully developed Google AdWords campaign and a fully developed retargeting campaign that not only gets a lot of really highly targeted traffic that are clicking into your website, but a really, really great banner ad that's then going to follow these people around if they don't immediately convert, and it's going to send more traffic back to you that's going to convert a much higher percentage of your total ads. So take advantage of this. If you're just seeing this for the first time, jump on this. If you happen to catch this video and it's been several months since, you know, March 2016, still give us a call. 727-754-9585 is my personal number. You can call me. We'll set you up with this. If we haven't run this free offer, we'll still be able to give you a good deal if you just mention YouTube, and we'll give you a good deal on it, okay? I want you guys to take advantage of this. Retargeting is an incredibly powerful tool. It's definitely something that not very many people are using right now. The big companies are, but there's a huge opportunity for other companies who are not, smaller companies who are not haven't jumped on board yet. There's a big opportunity. Jump on board with us, guys, because literally you're just not going to get a better deal from that. You're not going to get a better campaign than what we can provide for you. You're not going to get better quality in terms of the research and the development, the marketing message, the AdWords that really convert, and then the retargeting banner ads that are really going to reconvert those guys that didn't convert immediately on the first time. So give me a call. Again, my name is Jim Kurtz with Galaxy Marketing Solutions. You're going to see in the description here my contact information. Give us a call, and we'd love to set you up with both AdWords and retargeting. Let's double or triple or quadruple your return on investment this year. Don't worry about whatever Google's doing. Google's a huge company. They do what they do. But the best thing you can do is just take advantage of the opportunity, because that's what this is. It's not something that, it's going to blow away a lot of these other guys that are not really serious about advertising and marketing. It's going to allow you to jump on board with a company that knows what they're doing and can get you great results. And you're going to be able to get 4, 5, 10 times more return on investment by going with retargeting and AdWords together. So hit me up. You'll see the contact information below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel here. I want to see you on board, guys. I want to see you retargeting, because this is a huge, huge opportunity. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.